AND's News Video, April 2026. Welcome to the April edition of AND's News Video with interesting news from the Salesian world. RMG, First Formation Meeting for Vice Provincials. The first formation meeting for Vice Provincials of the Salesian Congregation was held from April 19th to 25th, 2026 at the Salesian headquarters in Rome. 16 Salesians from all 8 regions of the congregation took part in this important gathering. The initiative, originally requested during the 28th General Chapter in 2020, was finally implemented after delays caused by the pandemic. The Rector Major, Father Fabio Attard, together with the General Council, officially launched and guided the formation program. The meeting aimed to strengthen the service of animation and governance in the provinces worldwide. Throughout the week, participants engaged in prayer, daily Eucharistic celebrations, thematic sessions, and fraternal dialogue. Key topics included formation, youth ministry, missionary animation, legal matters, economics, and social communication. Central and Western Africa. Senegal, Formation for Economers. From 9th to 11th April 2026, economers of the Salesian Northwest Africa province met in Dakar for formation on responsible management. The program aimed to modernize and professionalize administration in Salesian works. Participants combined spiritual reflection with technical training. Sessions focused on finance, accounting systems, budgeting and human resources, and strengthened skills in documentation and financial reporting. The initiative promoted transparency and accountability. Nigeria, Street Children's Day in Ibadan. In April 2026, Bosco Home in Ibadan celebrated International Street Children's Day. The theme was Access to Justice, Protect, Do Not Punish. A symposium gathered public and civil stakeholders to address child protection reforms. The focus was on shifting from punitive measures to protective care. On April 11th, a public procession raised awareness in the city. Young people distributed leaflets and offered basic services to children in need. The initiative upheld the dignity of vulnerable youth. DR Congo, Missionary Day in Goma. On 26 April 2026, the Mwanga Institute in Goma hosted a Missionary Day of Friendship. Organized by the Missionary Circle of the St. Joseph Delegation, the event gathered 78 young people from Catholic schools. The theme centered on friendship and missionary dynamism. The program included a keynote address and group discussions. Salesian trainees guided the activities and the participants reflected on unity and shared mission. America, South Cone. Argentina, Sim Dreamers Experience. In April 2026, about 60 young people from the Salesian youth movement of Argentina's Central Zone gathered in Córdoba for the Dreamers Formation Experience. Under the motto, Meet, Listen, Dream, and Transform, they took part in workshops, music, service training, and prayer. The participants returned to their communities renewed in their mission to serve and accompany others. Brazil, 60 years of the Community of Young Christians movement. From the 17th to the 19th of April 2026, the Community of Young Christians movement celebrated its 60th anniversary in Recife. The program included processions, Thanksgiving masses, and youth activities recalling its history and mission. Salesian leaders presided over the main celebrations. The anniversary renewed the movement's commitment to evangelization and youth leadership. Brazil, BSP Salesian Family Spirituality Day. On 25th of April 2026, around 300 members of the Salesian family met in São Paulo for the BSP Province Spirituality Day. The gathering began with a Eucharist presided over by the provincial. A keynote talk reflected on 150 years of Salesian missionary identity. The day also included a museum visit, the Rosary and Eucharistic Adoration. The event strengthened communion and missionary spirit among the groups. Chile, SIM Year opens in Santiago. On April 25, 2026, nearly 400 young people opened the SIM Year in Santiago at the Sagrada Familia Parish in Macul. Under the theme, Young Believers, Free to Serve, they reflected on their talents and commitment to service. Inspired by the Gospel and the Rector Major's Strena, they embraced a path of discernment. The day concluded with Eucharistic adoration, sending them back as signs of hope in their communities. East Asia, Oceania. Philippines, National Assembly Days 2026. In April 2026, SIM leaders from the FIN, FIS, and FIN-FMA provinces met in Pampanga for the National Assembly Days under the theme Renew, Serve, and Shine. The gathering focused on synodality, identity, and mission. Delegates reviewed survey results, reflected on the SIM handbook, and proposed new initiatives. The One SIM materials were presented, and plans were outlined for the coming months. The Assembly strengthened unity and renewed commitment to youth leadership and service. Macau, Salesian Youth Day. On April 18, 2026, around 500 young people celebrated Salesian Youth Day in Macau, marking 120 years of Salesian presence. Organized by the Youth Ministry Office, the event centered on missionary zeal and hope in the digital age. Through performances and interactive challenges, participants revisited Salesian missionary history. The day combined celebration, reflection, and creativity. Vietnam, Oratory Day in Northern Vietnam. In April 2026, over 700 young people gathered in Tay Binh for Oratory Day of the Northern Vietnam delegation. Under the theme, Do Whatever He Tells You, the event combined Eucharistic celebration, reflection, and joyful activities. Church leaders highlighted the importance of the Salesian mission in the oratory. Lay collaborators and volunteers supported the program. South Asia. India, Inter-Parish Youth Conference. On the 18th to 19th of April 2026, Salesian College in Siliguri hosted the first Inter-Parish Youth Conference, Symphorix, under the theme, Let Your Light Shine. A total of 109 students from 7 parishes of the Bagdogra and Jalpaiguri dioceses took part. The program featured competitions, performances, and creative activities led by SYM youth and volunteers. Bishop Fabian Topo presided over the opening Mass, and Bishop Paul Simic celebrated the closing Eucharist. India, World Earth Day celebration. On April 22, 2026, Don Bosco Kokar in Ranchi marked World Earth Day with students and teachers united for environmental awareness. The celebration focused on climate change and care for creation. A song by the Don Bosco Green Alliance and a campus march promoted renewable energy and a plastic-free lifestyle. Younger students dressed as plants and animals, while others carried awareness slogans. The headmaster encouraged the practice of the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Inter-America. Dominican Republic, 73 new Salesian communicators. On April 11th to 12th, 2026, the Salesian province of the Antilles held the 4th graduation of the Salesian Communication School Plus in Jarabacoa. 73 young people received diplomas as new Salesian communicators. The program formed them in storytelling, ethics, digital media, and strategic communication. The graduation Mass was presided over by Provincial Father Jose Pastor Ramirez. With this cohort, 299 young communicators have been trained. Ecuador, altar dedicated to Saint Maria Troncati. On April 17, 2026, the altar dedicated to Saint Maria Troncati was blessed at the Shrine of Mary Help of Christians in Cuenca. The ceremony took place during the visit of Mother General Chiara Cazzuola. Salesians, FMA, and faithful attended the celebration. Mother Chiara also visited the Salesian Polytechnic University and a theatrical presentation on the saint's life. Colombia, Salesian Institute. Pedro Justo Berrio celebrates 100 years of mission. On Friday, April 24th, the Salesian Institute Pedro Justo Berrio celebrated its 100th anniversary, marking a century of educational and pastoral service in Medellin. The day began with a Eucharist presided over by Bishop José Mauricio Vélez Garcia, alongside Salesian leaders and the community, giving thanks for 100 years of mission, followed by the cultural program. During the celebration, the school received the Order of Merit, Don Juan del Corral in gold, from the Medellin City Council, recognizing its outstanding service to the city. Costa Rica, Salesian School Leaders Meeting. On April 16, 2026, student leaders of the Salesian Schools Network met in Zapote, Costa Rica. Inspired by the 2026 Strena, they reflected on the verbs see, listen, choose, and act. The day began with a Thanksgiving Mass. Group activities helped students apply these values to their leadership role. The meeting strengthened Salesian identity among young leaders. Panama, Bosco 2026 Provincial Camp. From 26th to 28th April 2026, nearly 400 SIM members from Central America gathered in Colón for the Bosco 2026 Provincial Camp. Under the theme, Young People, Free to Love, Free to Serve, the camp offered formation, prayer, and fraternity. Participants came from 6 countries of the CAM province. Sessions focused on freedom expressed through love and service. The camp concluded with a Eucharist presided over by the provincial. Central and Northern Europe. United Kingdom, students stage passion play. In April 2026, over 50 students of St. John Bosco Arts College in Croxteth presented a contemporary passion play. Through drama, music, and dance, they portrayed the final hours of Jesus. The production included songs from modern musicals and symbols of today's injustices. A new resurrection cross expressed hope and new life. The event united faith and artistic creativity in the Salesian spirit. Belgium, 150 years of Salesian cooperators. In April 2026, Salesian cooperators of Belgium South marked 150 years of their association in Farnière. Members of the Salesian family joined the celebration. The weekend focused on joy, reflection, and spiritual renewal. A solemn Eucharist was the central moment. The gathering strengthened communion and commitment. Poland, Oratoriada 2026. In April 2026, about 200 young people joined Oratoriada 2026 in Ostrów Wielkopolski. The event combined formation, sports, and prayer. A talk on the Eucharist opened the program. Youth competed in games in a spirit of fair play. The gathering ended with a solemn Mass. The initiative united faith, joy, and fraternity. Poland, 50 years of cooperators in Różaństok. On 25 April 2026, Salesian cooperators in Różaństok celebrated 50 years of their local center. The provincial presided over the Jubilee Eucharist. Members renewed their apostolic promises. The celebration concluded with the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. Cooperators from across the province participated. Mediterranean. Spain, La Pasione draws 2,000 spectators. In April 2026, the Salesian Theatre in Huesca staged the 79th edition of La Pasione. Over 150 actors and 50 technicians brought the life of Jesus to the stage. The production, declared of regional tourist interest, attracted more than 2,000 spectators. Improved staging and technical effects enhanced the experience. The play has become a key Holy Week event in Aragon. Italy, DL Day 2026 in Chiari. On April 12, 2026, over 1,000 preteens gathered in Chiari for DL Day 2026, themed Seekers of Light. The event marked 150 years of Salesian missions. Youth took part in games, challenges, and prayer. The provincial encouraged them to live joy, forgiveness, and peace. A festive Eucharist was the central moment of the day, and it strengthened Salesian identity and missionary spirit. Spain, 75 years of Los Boscos in Logroño. On the 15th of April 2026, the Salesian Los Boscos Center in Logroño opened celebrations for its 75th anniversary. Authorities, church leaders, and alumni attended the ceremony. The event recalled the center's educational and social contributions since its foundation. Exhibitions and talks highlighted its legacy. The celebrations concluded with mass and community gatherings. Italy, 60 years of Don Bosco in Palermo. On April 18, 2026, the Salesian house Gesù Adolescente in Palermo marked its 60th anniversary with the inauguration of a new social citadel. The project aims to promote inclusion and support vulnerable youth. Civil and church authorities attended the celebration. The new center will host educational, pastoral, and social activities. Syria, Sim Gathering 2026. On April 24, 2026, around 165 young people gathered in Kafrun for the Sim Syria meeting. Youth from Damascus, Aleppo, and Kafrun reflected on the theme, "Do Whatever He Tells You." The program included prayer, gospel reflection, group sharing, and games. In a context of instability, the event offered hope and fraternity. Participants returned home encouraged to live their faith with courage. Italy, Sim Day in Valdocco. On April 19, 2026, over 400 young people gathered in Valdocco for Sim Day under the theme, "Everything is Possible." Activities centered on trust, growth, and faith. Testimonies and symbolic moments guided reflection. The Eucharist in the Basilica was the heart of the day. Youth also venerated the relic of Carlo Acutis. The gathering renewed hope and commitment. Italy, new facilities opened in Naples. On April 25, 2026, Don Bosco in Naples inaugurated newly renovated facilities. The event gathered Salesians, educators, and local authorities. A guided tour showcased renewed spaces for education and formation. Young people presented artistic performances in the courtyard. The celebration concluded with Mass. The opening marked a renewed commitment to serve young people through welcoming and modern spaces. That's all we have for you in this April edition of Anne's News video. Please do share it with all your confrères, beneficiaries, young people, friends, and collaborators, and make known the good that is being done in the Salesian world for the good of the young people.